Good evening. My name is Alfred Hitchcock. Not really, but just go with it. You may call me Hitch. Hold the cock. Hitchcock. Directed by Sacha Gervasi. This is his third film as director. You may know him for his work as a screenwriter on Terminal. Does anyone see that movie? I did, but I'm just wondering. Starring Anthony Hopkins as the Master of Suspense, Helen Mirren as Mrs. Hitchcock, Scarlett Johansson, Danny Houston, and Michael Stuhlbarg. The film opens on the night of the premiere for North by Northwest, and from there, we get the making of Psycho. Not the whole film, mind you, just, major bits and pieces. The rest of the film, though, examines the relationship between Mr. and Mrs. Hitchcock and how it was tested throughout the production of Psycho, and also through this one dude that Mrs. Hitchcock knew, Whitfield Cook. This film has gotten fairly positive reviews from critics alike who think it is, generally speaking, good, not great. And after seeing it, I wholeheartedly agree with them. Hitchcock is a good film that could have been great, but what we have here is passable. While the direction was not terrible, I think the film would have benefited from a more experienced director. And while the film did have some pretty extraordinary transitions, I don't think it'll be nominated for Best Editing. The cast overall worked very well, with everyone turning in, at the very least, a decent performance. Anthony Hopkins may get a nod for Best Actor, but I know for a fact that he will not win because you know that you're watching him in a fat suit, prosthetics, and makeup. I mean, you know that you're watching him. You do not ever feel once like you're watching Alfred Hitchcock. I don't mean to be an asshole, but that's just the way it is. Helen Mirren has a solid chance of being nominated for Best Actress, but in all honesty, I really don't see her winning. There are dreamlike sequences scattered throughout the film which find Hitchcock interacting with the real-life killer who inspired Norman Bates. I'm unaware if these bits were inspired by actual events or if they were just put in the film for dramatization. Either way, they felt like they belonged in a different film. Hitchcock is sadly not a remarkable film by any means, but it gets the job done and succeeds in what it set out to do. If you are a fan of his work and or enjoy films where they show you how films are made, you'll more than likely like this movie. It'll help if you've seen Psycho, since this is about the making of Psycho. I give Hitchcock 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you all for watching, and good evening.